some toys in here.
Hey, how's everybody doing today? It's the Man Child. Okay, so today for review, gonna go over the Masters Universe Origins Turtles of Grayskull Teela figure, the shell-kicking warrior goddess of so this is pretty much part of, or she's part of the Wave 3 of the Turtles of Grayskull series. So far I only reviewed Mikey. I do have the Skeletor and Casey Jones in hand. I just haven't gotten to these yet because I try to finish up a bunch of Masterverse figures. So yeah, here we go. We got Teela. I gotta say I like the look. You know, the colors on her armor and stuff like that, and a shell brings her out. I'm not sure if the helmet's removable. Maybe, maybe not. Really a pretty face sculpt. Again, it might just be a vintage inspired, or the a repaint of the vintage Teela came out for the Origins, or maybe a little different. Again, once we get her out of package, we'll check it out. She's been teased in the comic books all the way going back to series 1 and 2 of the Turtles of Grayskull. And now, of course, here she is in 3. I knew she was coming. I remember mentioning that in my reviews, or guessing it anyway, along with Skeletor, which I do have. I'll get to him next. And here she is. Yeah, they give her a gigantic psi weapon that I do not think fits her whatsoever. She should have come with a staff or sword. I'm just going to I'm going to use a spare staff in her hand later on. But it is cool that you get that, so you can equip the Raphael with another psi, which I'll bring in, and we'll take a look at that later on. So you do get that now. Yeah, so she comes on a typical Turtles of Grayskull card, right? You got exploding logo, the cross sticker on the bottom here, rocks exploding outward, similar to the Origins card art. We have He-Man and Leonardo over here to the right-hand side, and yeah, I'm excited to finally get her in hand. And now, of course, here's a quick look at the art on the back of the package, looking good. So we have our Teela armored Teela variant fighting the new Merman. It's going to be coming out as a box set. I want to say it's going to be a Target exclusive later in the summer or fall or something like that. He'll come with a tail. He looks really cool from what I've seen in images. We have Castle Grayskull in the background with the ocean overtaking everything or something, or maybe yeah, worlds merging, I guess. But yeah, awesome art. And here's a quick look at this Teela's new bio. You want to pause and read that. And then dropping down the left-hand side, just a little picture image always shows the attachments or accessories or whatnot. Just shows that shell attaches on the back of her armor. And then moving over, here's a quick look at all 4 figures, part of the Series 3 Turtles of Grayskull line. Okay, so of course, before we check out the new Teela, she comes with a comic that all the Wave 3 Turtles of Grayskull figures comes with. It's called The Spirit of Grayshell. I already showed this in my Michelangelo review. So if you've seen it, bear with me. For people who haven't seen the comic, go through it real quick. Right, you can pause it, read it, look at it. Yeah, I read it already. Checked it out. It was pretty funny. So there's a new Skeletor over top of Castle Grayskull. That's also part of Wave 3. I haven't reviewed him yet. Go over here. Check all the images out. It's Casey Jones. Yeah, I can't wait to get to his review. I also have him. Pretty cool figure. Check that out. So you have the turtle van in the background. Looks like it has some blasters on top. I can see that coming to Origins. You know, it's a vehicle. Before Attack Track or Dragon Walk or something like that would be cool to see. All right, so here's April as set up as a sorceress. She's confirmed for Wave 4, which is supposed to come out like in the summertime, I believe. Just gonna scroll like this. And her arms, there's a sorceress there, of course. See everything going on. Sorry if I'm moving fast again. I already showed this in my Michelangelo review. Depth. Right, there's April transforming to like sorceress, the wings. Down over here. This is pretty cool. We have Splinter. That's awesome. Splinter is, I believe, going to be... He's going to be exclusive. I think maybe Target or Walmart. I think Target. Unfortunately. Any of them. I don't know why. So many of these cool figures have got to be exclusives. But, alright. That's how they get you. So it's like the Roton or something flying in the background. But, has some conversions on it. Pretty cool. I noticed that when I was reading it. Doesn't mention that, but... Alright, scroll like this. Go over this side. Here's a new Merman. He's also going to be a Target exclusive box set. Comes with the tail. And he also will come with another Build-A-Figure part for that Roboto figure in this Turtles line. Which Slacker just came with. I have Slacker in card, too. I just got him. I'll review him when I can. But... Alright, big battle going on. There's a new He-Man. Fighting Leonardo. There's another Leonardo coming out. Wave 4. He's going to have the regular swords. I think he's a stealth Leonardo. Which I don't even know if I'm going to pick him up, probably. I don't know why he didn't come out with like a Donatello would have made sense, you know, without the headgear. Because the other three turtles now, you can remove all the headgear. And yeah, Donatello's the only one. That would have made more sense to me. But anyway, it's a comic. And now, here's a quick look with Teela and all her accessories at a package. Yeah, you don't get too much. Like I said, you already get one of the side blades or weapons for, which will work great with Raphael. I'll bring him in a little while. She gets a shell that the Man-at-Arms figure came with. Yeah, right, she's Man-at-Arms' daughter. Makes sense. Just color different. You can see all her overall armor and setup. All right, so real quick, before we check out Teela, I just want to make a update with this, the Stranger Things Demogorgon. That's, yeah, part of that Skeletor 2-pack. So, yeah, obviously I did a review on this. Pretty cool figure. A lot of people liked it. A lot of people are like, Stranger Things with MOTU doesn't make sense. But we have turtles now. We have, I mean, this is the way it is. The flame effects can snap onto the arms. I did show in my video that he come with this double-ended mace with the dice that kind of goes back to the Dungeons & Dragons game and all that good stuff, which is cool. But I just wanted to show that because I missed that in my video. I noticed that right after I was done filming. I'm like, wait a minute, these can go on the thumbs and snap onto the arms. So if you've seen that video, I just want to, yeah, show that the flames can work on both arms or this mace weapon. Okay, finally moving on to Teela's head and head sculpt and helmet sculpt. Yeah, really cool. I like the design of it. It's fun, you know. Face is really pretty. The way the eyes are painted and sculpted, or at least, yeah, all the paint and details you can see in the eyes. The face, I want to say it looks, I think it's just a regular Origins Teela face maybe, but the eyes are wider. I'll bring her in a second, compare it. Anyway, so she has this, yeah, turtle shell bladed helmet on. Kind of reminds me of a combination between Shredder's helmet with the blades and point, but yeah, something the turtles would wear with the, you know, armor and shell pieces. I like the colors on this Teela and the armor, the choices they made with the shoulder pieces, everything you can see, the blades. It's just something with that like metallic jade green color. It's just different to me. I don't know. Anyway, so as far as the head articulation with this helmet, we can look all the way left to right, go down about that far and back. So yeah, you can see all the details. Oh, these blades fell off. Yeah, really cool. I like it. Now, aside it looked like her head or face looking like the regular Origins Teela face. I'm wondering if, does this helmet come off? I don't think so. No. I'm going to spin around for a minute. So, all right, anyway. So, yeah, she has her ponytail in the back. It's fully articulated. It can spin all around. It's plugged in with a peg, so if you want to remove it, you can pop it out of there if you want. Let me see. Yeah, it's just a plug. Okay, see that? So it pops right out. And now with that piece out, we can get a better look at the back of her head. So this helmet, yeah, it's just regular, yeah, it's a Teela head, basically, regular Teela head. Anyway, the helmet it's like glued and pegged on. I'm trying to pull it back for customs. You can, so she does have ears. It's not like, doesn't have ears. I don't know why. Is this, okay, yeah, if I pull it up, yeah, mine, okay, see, it's glued in the earpiece of mine. So you'd have to break it off, and I don't know what's under it. I'm assuming a regular head with glued and peg. I don't know why they just don't make these helmets just pop on and off and make them removable. They are definitely two separate pieces. But aside that, you can see all the details. Yeah, this blade, this is pretty cool. I like that pointy piece. It's good for headbutting in a fight. It's got the blades up top, as I already mentioned, something like Shredder, but of course, cast in gold. Pretty cool design. So the next thing I want to do with the hair bun piece in the back off and overall head, I want to just remove it from the body. So there's our peg. And here's a little closer look at the head off the body. So obviously I put that ponytail back in, which was, yeah, kind of a nuisance. Plug didn't want to, kept popping in and out. Now I got it. I have to heat it up. There's the bottom. Once again, I double checked the helmet. Yeah, it's definitely glued to the earpiece and pegged or something. At least glued on. It's not really meant to come off, but I'm sure you can remove it if you wanted to. And of course, with the head still off, I'm going to bring in the first release Origins Teela. Or this was a re-release, excuse me, because she has the corrected knees. These are kind of rare, but I found one. So you can get a better look at that. Of course, I removed her snake armor, and I'll bring her back in later on to mix parts. I mean, I don't know what. It's pretty much, it looks like the same Teela. So you can kind of get a better look at the two, you know, faces side by side. Yeah, it's just, yeah, this is basically this head and face from what I can see with the helmet glued on. Ponytail. Okay, so putting the helmet back on, moving down to her body and the armor on the chest area. Yeah, again, cool design. She has like shoulder pads. Everything's reminiscent of turtle shells, just like the helmet. On both plates, as far as the shoulder pads. It's all, so this is all part of this armor piece. This is pretty interesting. It's like a whole plated, like a heavy piece of armor, or almost looks like this thing could open. You know, it would be a blaster weapon here. It doesn't. It's no hinges or nothing like that. But just the sculpting in it, I guess that's what it's supposed to be doing. Or just a heavy piece of armor. Even the lower piece, again, has a turtle shell design in it. You can see the buckle straps going around the other side. So flipping her around, she has this white pelt piece, kind of going back to something like King Grayskull would have. Or like the Man-at-Arms in this, her father would have. But it's, yeah, all plastic. It's not fur. I didn't expect it to. There's the back. You can see the giant plugs that this shield will snap into. We'll get into that late, a little while. So it's pretty cool design now. I think this is this pelt piece separate. Yeah, it's also glued, it looks like, to the shoulder, to these shoulder pads. So once again, with all right, so let's leave the armor on for a second. So as far as the articulation with that, she can spin at the waist. Doesn't have ab crunch, but it is flexible. It doesn't hinder anything, even the arms. Right. So as far as the arm articulation, on the right side, go up, down, rock all around, all good stuff. Bend the elbow up to the face, straighten it out. She has these, those bracers sculpted on the left and right side, all part of sculpt, painted silver, exactly like the other Origins Teela has. Same thing with the forearm brace guards. Again, it's just Teela, regular Teela arms. So bringing in this one again. Let me see, is it the same design? No, it actually... Yes, it is. Okay, they are. Okay, yeah. So it's the same design, left and right side. Hers is gold, yellowish, silver. So nothing changed in that sense. You can see she has these turtle shell blades or gauntlets on each of these forearm bracers. They're pretty cool. It's a neat accessory too. Cast it again in this jade metallic green color. Has some extra sculpting, almost like they just took some lacing and to secure the blade to these turtle shell armor pieces. Now these pop right off. See that? So I'm going to move the one from this side, and same thing from the left. This one's pretty loose. It's interesting how easy it falls off. I might put some putty or tape or something like that. And now there's a better look at the arms, right, without those on real quick. She has a typical, same thing, Teela style hands, which are painted like gloves. They can spin, go in and out. And her two gripping hands, like Teela had. They do have... the grip on them is a little better than the other Teela I brought in, because she's always dropping the staff and weapons. And the other arm, as far as the articulations, are all the same, right? Stat. And of course, you want to remove them, you can for customs to pop out. And here's a quick look with those forearm turtle shell blade gauntlets off, her forearms. So again, you can see just reminiscent of little turtle shells, and just they're identical for both the left and right side. Again, it's pretty cool, neat accessory. All right, so bringing in Teela once again, moving down. I'm going to leave those blades off at the moment. They don't hinder anything. We know what they do. I'm going to take the armor off soon. Let's just finish up the articulation. So I already said she can spin at the waist. Of course, come apart at the waist. The females do. Yeah, she has this pretty cool belt, skirt, kind of protector piece. I'm assuming it's supposed to be cloth, not metal. Again, I love that casting in this color. You can see she has some chains sculpted. That's not like, actually, they're individual links, but it's plastic and are sculpted together. It's not like a solid piece. Guess it's supposed to be like some kind of extra chainmail protection that goes to this belt skirt protector. I think they call this like a shentai or something like that. I'm assuming that's what it is. It is an individual piece, spinning around, and just the belt goes around to the back. Moving down to your just typical Origin style, Teela legs, nothing different. Regular knees, all right. As far as the articulation, you go all the way out with a split, do some cool ninjutsu high kicks now. Even with this piece on, kick forward, go back, bend at the knee. Let me see. Okay, bend all the way up the knee, spin at the knee. Legs are all the same. And then she just has the regular Teela boots, just cast a little different color. It's still white up top, or lighter brown. And of course, the boots can spin, come off, and as far as the foot articulation, go up and down and rock side to side. All right, so with all the articulation out of the way, let's start removing all the armor pieces now. The helmet on my figure cannot remove. As I already said, it's glued on. It seems to me there's a regular head under there, I think. And again, I don't know. Bringing in this Teela once again. See, she has that hair piece on here. I'm wondering if when you pull his helmet up, I don't even see that. So I don't know what's under there, but it's a regular Teela head. So let's remove the head off the body again. And now with the head off the body, spinning her around, I'm going to lift this pelt piece, and you can see the little clip tab in the back, and you're going to pull that apart like so. And then this whole armor piece will come right off the body. And then it looks like you have to break her in half and then remove this from the waist. And then with the upper buck removed from the hips, this piece can come off as well. And now here's a little closer look with that main armor off the body. So yeah, we can, right from the side view, kind of see that reinforced plate, or yeah, again, steel box. Looks like it wants to open as a weapon. I just think it's a plate. You can see how flexible it is. Yeah, the pelt is definitely, so it, okay, see that? So it is pegged, but yet glued. It can be removed, and if you do, you're going to have two big peg holes in there, but it's not possible. And again, here's the plugs in the back for that shield piece. And now here's a little closer look at that belt skirt protector that I removed off the body. Again, yeah, cool colors, neat detail. I like the extra chain pieces. That it's all part of sculpt, but just painted different. And now bringing in Teela once again. Of course, we stripped all the armor off and the blades, whatever I can remove. And yeah, I can't remove the helmet, as I already mentioned a couple times, and that's what you get. And let's bring in Teela again, the first release Origins Teela. So yeah, everything is it's just this figure. Aside, you know, her main armor is just white. Same thing to the lower piece, no detail, obviously, like this one would have. You can see the gauntlets, that bicep bracer thing she has. Yeah, the ponytail, head's all the same. Boots, skin colors are different. And that's pretty much what you're getting as far as the Teela. The skin colors, this one has more pinkish in the tones when I can see into my light, and this one's like a more white color. So I mean, I don't know what you're going to mix. Why would you mix arms around? It doesn't make sense. If you wanted to. But yeah, the skin colors are a little bit off. And real quick, I just wanted to mix the heads around on the two different Teela figures. So yeah, I mean, this is obviously the head from this first release Origins Teela figure on this Turtles of Grayskull inspired one. I mean, all you're gaining is this, yeah, again, the heads. But of course, she has a yellow band, you know, the hair piece over the hair that's supposed to match this. I mean, you can mix it around. And I put the turtle shell head on this figure, obviously. And now, here's a quick look with all the Turtle Grayskull armor on the first release Origins Teela. Took off this one. So if you want the yellow highlights in the armor and wrist braces and stuff with this setup in the head, that's exactly what she would look like. And then jumping back to the Turtles of Grayskull Teela body, again, all you're getting is just different color boots and the bracers minus the head off. Of course, I just put the snake armor on from the first release Origins Teela and a snake staff in hand, just like the silver highlights in that white color. Just kind of look at that setup. Okay, so moving forward with Teela's weapons and accessories as part of this Turtles of Grayskull pack. So, of course, she comes with that side blade weapon. Again, it's exactly identical to Raphael's. And here's Raphael's right here for comparison. And, yeah, that's those two together. It's, yeah, it's cool you get that, to give that to your Raphael figure. But to me, it doesn't make no sense, you know, giving it to her. Wouldn't cool if they made a smaller pair side for each hand. Anyway, that's pretty much what you get, and that's what they look like and how it compares to Raphael's side. And then for her last accessory, of course, she gets that turtle shield shell. As I mentioned, the Man-at-Arms figure came with something exactly like this as far as design, but color different. You can see where the handle for gripping, and it will snap onto the back of armor. You can put it in her hand. Okay, so I have Turtle Teela set up once again. Just put some weapons in hand, so I'm just going to put the giant size sword in her right hand. And I'll just plug in the shield to the left. And now there's a look at that setup. So, yeah, it's okay, you know. I guess, once again, the size of giant sword for her. You can see the shield in hand. These little blade gauntlets are kind of annoying when you start putting stuff. They constantly fall off. I wish they would have made those pieces snap over that gauntlet a little better. And then, of course, the last thing to do is I'll remove the shield from the left hand. And you can plug it under this pelt piece as a place to hold it, or extra armor on the back. So you're going to push it underneath this plastic fur pelt piece, and it's going to snap into those pegs like so. And now there's a look at that setup. It's pretty much it, right? So you can see the shell. Yep, that's how it's on the back. She has a sai in hand. Of course, you put the sai in the other hand. Which, yeah, these hands hold weapons pretty good. Or you could bring in Raphael's other sai, do the same to her. Give her double sai, snap in that hand. And here's a quick look at that setup. So I'm going to remove the sai from her hands. I feel like it doesn't fit her. It's not the worst thing. I get it's supposed to mimic some kind of giant shield for little Teela. I'm going to bring in this Teela 2000X Inspired Sword. Now, I'm going to make a correction. This Teela is from the Zor 2-pack. Okay, it's the same Teela as the first release Origins. And I do have the one that has the correct knees aside. The colors are different. I have her off on the shelf somewhere. It's she has the more goldish, you know, bracers and stuff like that. But whatever, it's all the same to me. So get her out of the way. But I think I'm going to use this sword that came with that Teela on his figure. And I like that better. And now there's look at that setup. So yeah, I might just use that sword. I'm going to leave the shield on the back. I know in the hand it just looks, I don't know, I have no use for it. I like it clipped onto the back like that. And then the other thing, you see these things? They just, man, they're annoying. I'm going to have to glue them, or not glue them, but putty them or something. I'm going to bring in a cartoon Teela. So I'm kind of jumping around here with mix and matching of parts. We already did the Zoar 2-pack or just a regular inspired Teela. Let's try the Filmation sword in her hand. Now there's a quick look with that setup, or at least that sword in hand. Yeah, I like that better. It matches just the color, matches the wrist bracers, or again, you can use the yellow one, mix it up. Be cool if this was gold and match these gold highlights, but you mix it around, put the sword in his hand. There's a quick look with that setup. And now jumping forward with another comparison. So of course there's our turtle Teela against the cartoon Teela. As I already brought our sword in out of hand, so the those two together. So we already mix and match parts. Yeah, with the Zoar 2-pack Teela. It's called the Origins Fresh Release Teela. Very close. And let's see what we can do between these two. Okay, so pretty much I just took the cartoon Teela head, obviously, and put it on the turtle Teela body, as I'm going to call it. Put her sword and shield in hand, left everything as it is. So if you didn't want to use this head, which the helmeted head is the coolest part. Again, I wish this can come off easy. But it wouldn't work on this head without, yeah, again, removing this hairpiece and glue. It's separate. It's probably plugged and glued on. I don't know. But let's kind of look at that setup. It is, the articulations are all the same, but it is hindered because of this pelt piece. You can only go back so far. And, yeah, some with the ball peg in his head doesn't look down too much. But here's a look at that setup. And now here's a look with that Turtles Teela armor and all accessories on the cartoon body. So it does fit, and I guess the whole takeaway is like, yeah, she has, all right, obviously the bracers are different, cartoon inspired. But she has the same boots as the regular Teela. Basically, this cartoon body is just the Origins Teela with some differences. This does fit over that cartoon armor. You had to force it, but it did work. And of course, I just put her head on. So yeah, it's all you're really gaining is this overall armor and the different pieces on the arms with this cartoon body. And now I just threw the cartoon Teela head back on a cartoon body with the Turtles of Grayskull armor from the Teela on that body and threw the Sai in hand. So if you want to set your cartoon Teela up with those accessories and you don't want to use the helmeted head on this body, which again, I don't think you're gaining much, you can. Yeah, again, this armor is tight. You have a hard time putting a shield in the back. You can see how it's like popping off, how this peg wants to pop apart, but you can make it work. And even these pieces, they do clip on. No different than they do the other arms for the most part. And of course, the last thing I wanted to do was bring in Raphael to show him the two Sai in hand. And there's our, yeah, Raphael set up the way it should be. I took this piece off. If you're not familiar, he comes with this giant claw. It is a cool weapon, but this is the way I think this turtle should be set up. And that's awesome to get those now. Alright, so that's pretty much my overall review for the new Master Universe Origins Turtle Teela, part of the Wave 3 Turtles of Grayskull series. Yeah, it's a really cool variant. I like the colors, the armor, the setup, the skirt piece with the chain. I love that helmet. I just wish it was removable or easily removable. I don't think it is without customization. I don't know what's in front of it. She has a hairpiece, but it's its own thing. You can always pop one of the other Teela heads and put it on his body. You don't like it, for the most part. It would have been cool to put this on the cartoon head, but again, it has her own hairpiece. It's part of the mold or plugged on. It wouldn't work anyway. I like the color of the shield. A little big, it's kind of fits her, but it doesn't. Just looks so over large for her hands, but she is holding it. And I get the idea of the Sai weapon for her. Just, yeah, a large sword, kind of like the MOTU characters are trading ideas and accessories back and forth with the Turtles, going back to the comics. But I'm definitely going to equip Raphael with that and give her this 2000X Inspire sword. These gauntlets are really neat. The cool design, colors of blade, but mine are constantly falling off. It's like hit or miss. As you start moving the arms around, they just pop off. This one's just, it barely holds. I guess it depends how you position it. Might vary figure to figure. Might have put some putty to hold it. I wish they would have just sculpted these arm bracers a little, more profound so they can lock onto this bracer better. Kind of reminds me of the overall hands of the Origins figures in general. Are hit or miss. Some are terrible. They just don't hold weapons. They just should have sculpted them a little, either like a more of a hard material, just a little more round like that, especially the males. But beside that, it's a cool variant. I'm glad to see Teela part of the line with all this variations and weapons and accessories and stuff. So Hopefully that answers everybody's questions. I appreciate everybody watching. Until next time, take care.